Alright, and back we go. Sorry for the brief interlude. I needed to go and get some stuff. Alright. That's what Emma has to say. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why, it feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Now then, to begin our guided tour. Perhaps you already knew these things, but for the sake of thoroughness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give give shape to aether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to help us for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. Petaluda Hunt. Now then, our friend Hermes, aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little much. Our dear Emmett Selk wishes to keep a low profile for his errands, so do you know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do. No? In that case, Emmett Selk. No, your whim, your responsibility. You're not getting another thimble of aether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you'd think he wasn't a nigh bottomless font of magic. Very well, I shall make the robe, but perhaps you can assist. Come, let us search for the requisite material. Those researchers are from the Academia Anya's Words of Helmorud, here to observe the state of the local flora. Don't wish to harm you. I am but a simple healer and a visitor in these lands. Well, just remember, you attacked me. Alright, so. No means no. Just be grateful I'm even willing to wait. Yes, those creatures should suffice. And etheric... I thought you were done with me. Okay. An etheric rope. I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petaludi. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any 2 different kinds should serve. Now, I should mention that the strength of the robe is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your aether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the Petaludi first. Good luck. Woven from aether, the strength of the rope directly corresponds to that of its user. Okay. Okay. You've caught the Petaludi. Come, come, let's see. Duly weakened and carefully bound, this Petaludi is destined to become clothing. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. And now for a spot of reversion. There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but we're not trying not to stand out. Try to emphasize. You turn living beings into clothing, just like that. Won't someone be angry with us for using those creatures? Oh, it's fine. There's no one around to tell us off, and besides, we can always make more Petaludi. They only need a tiny amount of aether. It may take some effort to get the form and composition right, but anyone familiar with the concept should be able to manage. Well and good to disguise and educate it, but it won't fool anyone that can see worth a damn. Fair point. But at the very least, it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emmett Salk speaks truth. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. Should someone question your presence, don't make up any excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're a familiar. The question is, whose? Oh, of course, Azim's. If you say you belong to her, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behaviour. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of her presence, absolutely. Were she here, she'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. Hello, Faye. How's it going? With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. Ooh. Clothes. Emmett, yeah, he's there. As dubious as it is, passing off as Azim's familiar is probably the best approach. Should she take offence that others so readily believe her recklessness is to blame, she's welcome to mend her ways. It's absolutely fucking gorgeous, isn't it? Passed as a child in your original size? I think not. Augmented or no, your aether is far too thin to be considered normal. Oh, so is that actually better than what I had? Cast glamour. It is absolutely beautiful. We get robes. Pants, alright. No, you can just do it here if you've got the glamour presents. You have to do it with something that's in your inventory, not You can't do it if it's not in your in here. And you have to do it item per item by item rather than doing everything. Yeah. Yeah, you can do it like that. If you're ready, let's continue along the path to Anagnorisis. The space serves as an observation hub and residence both. Someone should be there to point us in the direction of Hermes. There's no way I could have gotten here when you... Last time you said I should continue until I get here. It would have taken me fucking all night. And then some. It's very pretty here, though. I was wondering what she was examining, but it seems to be the bush itself. Oh, don't get me started. It's definitely a thing, isn't it? Like, I knew it was going to happen because people were talking about it before it even released. I don't know. I think. I don't know. I don't really want to pronounce myself on it because it's a bit of a delicate situation. I think people shouldn't be harassing other people because they're playing it, but I don't agree with what J.K. Rowling does either. Yes, can I help you? Wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where he might find him? Yeah, I think if the people want to play the game, then fucking more power to them. Just, you know, don't rub it into people's faces. And on the opposite side, I think if you don't like people playing the game, then don't watch their streams. I mean, I'm not gonna be playing it on stream or off stream because I've seen it and it actually looks absolutely terrible from the gameplay I've seen, and it just doesn't interest me that much anymore. I've seen some gameplay of it and it just looks like the combat doesn't look very fluid, and apparently it lags, and I don't know, it's just put me right off of it. Chunky play, yeah. I don't know. I'm only going off of the IGN review. Yeah, probably. We should, Well now, by your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware that there was to be a visitation. It's a goddamn movie when I was watching. I don't know. I think the controversy is just ruined the idea of it for me. It's just, I wouldn't want to play it just in case I get like raided and hate. I don't know. It's my opinion. It doesn't count for much, but I wouldn't want to play it on stream anyway because of all of the hassle people are going through. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. I can't really pronounce myself on it because I'm not trans and I don't really know what they're going through. I don't know what they're going through, really. But I think it's another case of everyone should just do what they want to do and leave each other alone, is my point of view. I don't see why there should be so much conflict over a goddamn game. Even if the person who like created the universe isn't the best person in the world or is nasty or whatever. I don't know. That's why I don't want to get into it because it's a really delicate topic with loads of nuances and things like that. But I just think, again, my philosophy in the world is people should just leave well enough alone and everything will be fine. The chief should be conducting our observation as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you will find him near one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hythlodaeus. Well, I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his aether? Aye, that I could. As you know, Emmet Selk and I can discern the colour of souls. By the same token, we can also see aether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes, but I felt it would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like as not, but point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. A special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. A rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance, and I thank you for humouring me. Come, let's find our man. I watched a bit of your Oh, Emmett is brilliant. He's like the grumpiest person in the world, but he is very rude, and it appeals to me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I watched a bit of your Life is Strange stream earlier, the other day when you were doing it. Oh, there's Hermes. The winged girl. They have such funny faces. Laggy. Well, I didn't notice. You've been having problems with your computer and things, though, haven't you? Yeah. I mean, that'll do it. You are. Well, she's cute. Different. You're different too. You and me, we're alike. Friends. I want to be. Wait, please wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts. May we please be friends? Of course. Ah, I see you found him. Hythlodaeus. It's been a while. Too long, I think. Ah, and he's got that voice again. Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who wish to speak to you. You are of the convocation. Emmet Selk, at your service. Do I have the honour of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis? You do. You have travelled far for it. Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide. You wound me. Have I not been an attentive and helpful friend? Moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chanced to. Well, you certainly have our attention. Is she one of yours, Hermes? Her name is Meteon. It means shooting star. If I may make an observation, her aether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment. Nor do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had. I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long. Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting you in your work. I shall look forward to your submission. If we are finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I judge you have already anticipated the subject. I have an inkling, yes. Please wait at the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes. What's wrong, Hermes? An ambystoma is missing. I may have found it. A creature with the selfsame aether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree above outside the grounds. You're saying they can climb, with their sorry excuses for limbs? The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Mitron created a sky-swimming fish. The ambystomas too can fly, if only slightly, and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, excuse me. I'll help too. And what are we supposed to do with this lot? May I suggest we split up? If you'd be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime. Oh, there they are. Please, I don't want to hurt you. Hermes, are you alright? It seems Hermes and Meteon have found their quarry, a creature known as in this age as an ambystoma. Yet though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The ambystoma, Hermes saw it high up in the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him and he slipped. Everything is under control, I trust. Yes, rest assured this is nothing new to me. I've ended up in far more compromising positions in my course of work. Now for your own safety, please stand back. Hermes, you're right. Quite alright, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Meteon. Both you and, Jack Shemazan you are called. An intriguing name, somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh no, I'd forgotten about his fellows. Truly? What relief. I must thank Emmet Selk and Hythlodaeus when I return to them. But first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. Oh, no. I was going to do something. Oh. Scenario. No, I've already done all this. Oh, here I am. I'm glad they're safe, Hermes and the Ambistoma. The Ambistoma stares at you unflinching, as if regarding something novel. Regarding it in turn, you notice that it appears to be floating, if ever so slightly. Huh. Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let's return to Agnorosis. Agnorosis. Perhaps it's in your imagination, but something in the creature's demeanour bespeaks proud defiance for having gone on an adventure. Some creations stay outside, others stay at Ctisis, like the Ambistoma. No. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the Ambistoma are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. If you go ahead to the main building, upon entering you'll see a table and chairs. A meeting area. We will speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creatures slip away again. Oh, I kind of wish I could have talked to them too before I Will you be attending as well? If so, you should join the others at the building. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming for very long. I'll probably stream up until about 5:30. Because I've already streamed like 2 hours here. Why are we here? Oh, there's a gemstone trader. Yeah, so I'll be streaming for another hour yet. I do have some bad news though. I haven't had my timetable, but I've got hired back to the place I was hired about 2 months ago, and so for 2 weeks the streams are going to be as and when I can do them. I haven't had my timetable yet, but I should. Yeah, it's only 2 weeks, so I should be able to. I'll be streaming again after that, but it's going to be a bit awkward. I was supposed to get my timetable like today, but it didn't happen. So I'll keep you all posted on. I'll keep you posted on my Twitter. It kind of sucks, but you know you got work. While MSQ has been accommodating thus far, he is the one who has business with Hermes. If you wish to attend, you will have to ask his permission. This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways. We'll be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origin. What? Will I have to remove you by force? I have important things to say to him as well. There is a reason I cannot speak freely. Let's hear them, then. These reasons of yours. Who knows? If I deem them your mysterious cause worthy, I might even be inclined to offer my assistance. I do not object to her attendance. Hermes, this is highly irregular. Perhaps, but I believe she can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to her so quickly otherwise. Moreover, the presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure. As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear? So, it's finally happened then. Aye, Fandaniel has declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor. In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Fandaniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis, after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office. I did. He told me that, when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me. A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you averse to serving on the convocation? No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honour beyond words. No, what troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fandaniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the star? Does this not mean that he will return to the star? Of his own volition, yes, like so many others before him. Return to the star. Does that mean die? Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Aetheris, each of us a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home now and in the future may abide in happiness. To that end, we dedicate ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation, and by our efforts did we transform the once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always. The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return. Or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens. I know all of this, I do. It's just, I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all. Oh no, I've made her upset. Forgive me, I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteion outside? A change of scenery would do her good. Most would jump at the chance to serve at the convocation, and yet... Don't mind us, my friend. Please turn to Meteion. Forgive me. I'll make it up to you, I promise. I'm sorry, Pachaka. I didn't mean... a walk. Can we perhaps go for a walk? Oh, that's not the way out. Out. Is that? Out. How do I... What? This way? Shoot. Alright. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. When others are sad, I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. But don't worry, I'm fine now. So why did you come here? You want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Oh, I can teach you. We could take turns. I tell you something, then you tell me something. Sounds like fun. It will be. Where to start? Yes, let's talk to Memnon. He should be near the Aetheryte. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is. So I'll have him explain instead. Right, so we've got a... the Aetheryte. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that, you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. And what do we have here? Though you look like a person, you have the horns and scales of a beast. I assume you are a familiar like Meteion. Is there something you need? This is Pachaka. Could you teach her about Elpis? Ah, a newly arrived familiar, is she? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to her. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make this star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. We cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No, any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they might have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you too were created with the hope of making the star a better place, so heed your masters well and good, do you hear? We will, Memnon, we will. Thanks for the lesson. You had a turn, now I get a turn. Where did you come from? From the Crystarium, I guess? Crystarium? I've never heard of it. But that place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh my. Oh, my power. I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. Then I'll explain my power. I wonder if I need to... I don't. There's never a dull moment with the Orelai. Their fondness for minerals make them highly unique. I dare say they will be no less popular. They're Spriggans. Huh. Spriggans? What are Spriggans? Oh no, we call them Orelai. Orie. Orie. Or if there's just one, we say Orias. They're cute though. Though they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals and Hermes has to run after them. Motionless bird. Hang on, is that a fucking... Why are hornbills? Why? Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new? Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. Shoebill, not hornbill. I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please wait. I'll try again. With you this time. Greetings, can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking with you in your mind, Rather, you're converting my emotions into words and intentions. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. This ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with the intelligent beings even should they communicate via unknown languages or other non-verbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbour an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share a common trait with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. Did you hear me? Heh, good. Now it's my turn again. So what are you good at? Gathering. Oh, gathering. I like gathering too. What do you gather? Where do you go? How do you get there? Do you fly too? I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Yuan next. She's usually in the small building, one on the west row. Oh, this way. Well, if he isn't Meteon, and I see you brought a friend today. Greetings, Yanth. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes, covered in syrup. I want to share it with Chaka. Oh, candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them. But you know you can't eat Meteon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but due to your ability to share others' feelings, you've taken Hermes' likes for your own. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Pacheka. I wanted to show you my favourite thing, then I could ask you about yours, but I failed. Tell her what you like. Oh, so that's what you like. Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. It makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Pacheka. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? Sorry, I'm having a bit of a conversation with someone on Facebook. What? Back already? Pity. A bit longer and we might have snuck away without you. Excellent timing. It was a refreshing constitutional, I hope. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good. Being petitioned everywhere. Chaka wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught her. About this place, about my power, about your favourite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping Meteon company. While you're away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmett Selk and Hifledeus will accompany me as I attend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that she is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Propylaeon. There is no guarantee that the matter we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy her presence brings Meteon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbours malicious intent. Chaka is really kind. Really, truly. She taught me as much as I taught her. You're coming too, of course, to watch Hermes. You're bound to learn lots and lots. I'm gonna have to oh, that's quite a nice robe, actually. Oh, fuck it, I'm wearing that. Oh, my sound's gone. This time we all get to go for a walk. Isn't it exciting? Though I see new creations on a daily basis, here they look at them with a different eye. It will be interesting to observe Hermes at work. It is held that all civil organisations should conduct their affairs with total transparency. The Convocation is no exception. But that does not mean we are obligated to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged and behave accordingly. If everyone is ready, then there are a few creations I need to check on first. First, we shall return to the spot where we found the wayward Abystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be many unruly creatures about. I think I had biscuits. Yeah, I do have biscuits. Excuse me for the racket. But I haven't eaten today. Again. No big surprise there. Well, Vim and Vigor now. When we were discovering his nominations, he was melancholy incarnate. Ah, yes. The Yanthine petaluda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe? Don't be. The few specimens we repurposed won't be missed. So beautiful, petaluda. I hope they make it into the wild. This here is a new species of petaluda we recently set loose. It's been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If we can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it onto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul, yet the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation. That can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill the requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flower or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it's considered an arcane entity. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I've received report that the arcane entities have gathered there. This is a beautiful place, as I've said multiple times. Fucking sprites. Interesting. You're interesting too. Tell me, how did you find the Abystoma? We meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Meteion. Well, I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. A fascinating creation, much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for creating flying life forms. It is a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. Yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Though we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. By manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which forms the pneuma here to replenish their aether. It appears Meteion is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the pneuma? Use this lightning converger. By using this lightning converger, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Go on, give it a try. Using this concept crystal, anyone can harness lightning regardless of spellcasting skill. The fuck? Oh, how? What am I doing wrong? Oh, am I supposed to do it here? Alright. I see. Perfectly done, Chaka. Look. See how they gather to feed? How they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words. Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. Be it soulless arcane entities such as the pneuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Petaluda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Meteion a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but ultimately falls to the Bureau of Architects to pass judgment. Those with exceptional visions, such as Hythlodaeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that's all I need to know. Oh, you finished already? I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They've missed nothing of note, and we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak to some observers there. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. This fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of a carefree aspect and endless rows of fangs is simply... it's strangely charming. Was there a guided theme or any method to the madness in this random assortment of features? It's adorable, but boy it sneeze. Hermes went flying once. Amazing, is it not? The Emperor is one of our newest subjects. So how are we coming along? This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis. And Telechis, like me. They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change colour to reflect the emotional state of those nearby. Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white. Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this? In creation there exists an energy wholly apart from Aether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate Aether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity and reacts by altering its colour and vibrancy. Akasa is one of the unseen energies defined by Hannish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings. Akasa, though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the selfsame energy. Dynamis, we call it. And there's entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelechis. Entelechia. That's me, an Entelechia. That you are, my dear. An ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will. Wait, a form of energy other than Aether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing. Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. Though his existence has long been theorized, we have no proof until the flow's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than Aether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter, on account of which, being compromised of and reliant upon Aether, like you and I, beings comprised of and reliant upon Aether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. It is truly a truly esoteric thing, known to but a few select scholars. Intriguing. Then given the limitations you described, why create Metaion? Our star, Etheris, is especially rich in Aether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence, here in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%. The more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities. It is not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of aether barring its path. But if we can imbue this stream with the vigour of a raging river. Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay, I merely wished to create a being that could traverse the great expanse. The relative scarcity of aether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern, and so I looked to another source of energy by necessity. That being Dynamis. No wonder her aether is so thin. Precisely. Yours is thin too, like an entelechy, like me. So are we the same, entelechies? I'm thin, it's because if I'm thin, it's because Emmett Suck didn't do a proper jog. Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. Sure, I don't see why I couldn't be one. Gotta blame it on Emmett. Gotta bully him a bit. Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I shall revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were. A deficit of aether alone does not make an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. Limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it. Oh dear, I'd forgotten about the poor fellow. You must excuse me for a moment while I go and verify a few more things. So this is where they test, because all of these are monsters that are actually in Eorzea. Alright, I'm doing 2 more quests and then we're gonna stop. Never before had I heard of Dynamis or entelechies. I can only assume the Elpis flower was submitted to the Bureau before I joined. Not that I or anyone else would be able to make use of it, even if we knew. But it irks me to discover that there is an entirely different form of energy, and no one told me. That personal annoyance aside, Hermes' knowledge is undeniably impressive. Given that there are none among the 14 who specialise in the Celestial, he would be a welcome addition. Assuming he can be persuaded to join, that is. I still can't understand his hesitation. Why did you join? What do you specialise in? Oh, you should know why Emmett Sulk was chosen for the convocation. I should be glad to hear to share his tale. It began when... Not another word. Lest you've forgotten, we're here to learn about Hermes, not me. My misspent youth is not your concern. What now? I want to learn about the convocation. If you would accompany us, I suppose you should at least know that much. The Conversation of 14 is a governing body that determines myriad policies. Our goal is to ensure that all is right in creation, that our star may know a brighter future. As its name suggests, the council is comprised of 14 officers, each of which is held by an individual chosen for their surpassing abilities. Depending on the office, one is required to either be an authority in a certain field or possess skills that would facilitate the performance of their stipulated duties. The former categories include Mitron, specialist in aquatic life, Logrif, specialist in terrestrial and husbandry, Halmaru, specialist in fungal and plant life, Emeralolth, specialist in healing and medicine, and Lahabria, specialist in creation magics, who has brought forth phantom beings of the highest complexity. As for the latter category, there is Ultima, advocate of the arts, Iggy Yorm, champion of enlightenment and rhetoric, Pashtarot, preserver of discipline and order, Emmet Sulk, keeper of the ethereal realm, or underworld in the vernacular. Van Daniel, pursuer of extant phenomena. And Nazim, traveller of the world and counsellor to the people. What? Should I be revealing such details to you? Don't be silly. Even children know this much, and you would do well to remember it. I'll tell you the tale when we're away from sensitive ears. And to let you all know, we're friends, in thinness. My apologies for the wait. I've inspected the Ampulus to my satisfaction. All is well with the creature. I dare say it won't be ere long before it's released onto the world. Another creation, however, reportedly isn't faring so well, the Chrobdis. That is what we shall tend to next. If you would follow me, my friends, we shall return to the main isle and head north. There are 8th currents on here. Oh, there is. Why is this one blue and shiny? Ah, forgive me. I thought another member of the convocation had come. This is turning out to be an eventful day. A serpentine bird or a winged snake. There is a slight difference in the etheric balance between these Charybdises. By this, it may be assumed they aren't the original creations, but their offspring. They look like Bismarck. And that's like one of the bosses, one of the sub-bosses. I understand there is a problem with one of the Charybdis. Yes, that's right. As you know, the Charybdis is based on a sea creature. Owing to adjustments to enhance its affinity to wind, it is capable of flight. The specimen created from the concept could fly. The specimens created from the concept could all fly without issue, but a problem arose in subsequent generations. This 3rd generation creature was born with an etheric balance leaning strongly towards water, its aquatic origin reasserting itself, it would seem. But the result being its affinity to wind is diminished and it cannot fly. No matter what we try, we cannot get it to rise even the slightest bit. For such change to manifest in so few generations, I fear they are too unstable, flawed. With your permission, I will revert the creatures and recommend to the Bureau that the concept be revised. With its etheric balance leaning towards water, the Charybdis would indeed struggle to manipulate wind. Yet it is too early to conclude that it cannot fly. Having failed at first, it may simply have developed a fear. I shall transform and fly with it, helping it to manipulate winds until it finds its wings. What? You needn't go to such lengths. You don't know, but of course not. Transformation is an art in which one manipulates a vast quantity of aether to construct another body around oneself. In practice, this allows one to assume any conceivable form, and thereby transcend the limits of one's flesh. Yet convenient though it may be, transforming in the presence of others is considered vainglorious in the extreme, as uncouth and unseemly as running about robeless, shameful. Am I to understand you make a habit of this? Nothing of the sort. It's just that, when transformed, I can wield the wind and fly. It may seem excessive, but what is our shame next to the lives of these creatures? They deserve a chance, and we owe it to them to do all in our power. That as it may be. That be as it may. Yes, I believe I have a solution. Emmet Sulk, may I trouble you to move that Charybdis away from its fellows, somewhere out of sight? Meanwhile, I'd like the rest of you to help me prepare here. What mischief are you scheming now? No mischief, I assure you. I would but spare you the need to report to your colleagues that Hermes committed an indiscretion. So have a little faith and run along. I trust you don't mind. Hythlodaeus is a man of ideas. I wonder what he has thought up this time. We must help the Charybdis to fly, or else they will all die. Such bother when we could simply begin anew. I shall defer to the Chief Overseer. Emmett Selk is out of sight. Good. Let us speak of the plan. It's a stroke of genius, really. We have Emmett Selk train the Charybdis. What? Aside from being able to fly untransformed, he can readily see aether currents. And with his adept spellcraft, he can also employ suitable wind magics to guide the creature along. While he is indeed capable of all you described, it is not his duty. I am loath to trouble him with it. Don't be. As I mentioned, it would also be for his own sake. With that settled, let's begin at once. Jacker, I want you to go to Emmett Selk. Tell him you have a favour to ask. He will be disinclined to cooperate at first, but you mustn't be discouraged. With our friend, the trick is to be unflaggingly persistent. Off you go now, and good luck. Where is he? Oh wow, he's fucking miles away. Oh, there he is. Alright, let's go and ask Emmett Selk for a favour. Well, are the preparations for this scheme that is clearly not a scheme complete? Oh no you don't. I'm not lifting a finger. Ugh, I don't know what Hythlodaeus is up to, and I will not be made to know. I refuse. If Hythlodaeus is to be believed, relentless insistence may serve to wear down the ever-weary Emmett Selk. Please, Emmett Selk. I've got the comma. No. You're not foisting this nonsense on me. I'm given to understand you have the power to help the Charybdis, and should be quite willing to do it. And so I appeal to your better nature, most benevolent Emmett Selk. Please teach it to fly. Or else Hermes will Excuse me. Or else Hermes will transform right now. Now. There's no need to go quite that far. Altruism is its own reward, as I'm sure he would agree. Or would he now? And who contrived to put me in this position, pray tell? Nothing so devious. I merely suggested a possible course of action. Please, Emmett Selk. Please. I did not come all this way to play nursemaid to your creations. I'd thank you to remember this favour and let it be the last. Ooh. I will aid it once it is taken to the air. It falls to you to shepherd it skyward. Well, let's relax and enjoy the spectacle, shall we? I think I have that mount. I definitely have that mount. You were wondering why Emmett Sulk joined the convocation. Truth be told, he wasn't the first choice for the office. I was, on the strength of my ability to see Aether. But I declined the offer, for though my vision is exceptional, I am a pedestrian in other aspects. Worse even. Quite abysmal when it comes to manipulating Aether, for example. Couldn't transform even if I had a mind to do so. What good is the ability to perceive a problem? What good is the ability to perceive a problem if one cannot act to address it? Emmett Sulk has no such shortcoming. He excels in vision and manipulation both, the latter to an extraordinary degree. If there's a mage more powerful, I do not know of them. Thus I did recommend him for the office in my stead, and I wasn't the only one, far from it. Countless others vouched for his skill and character, people the world over, to whom he had previously lent a helping hand. Oh, how surprised he was, claimed he hadn't done anything remarkable for anyone, modest to a fault. He deserved every bit of acclaim he received, yet he may well have gone unappreciated were it not for a mutual friend. A singular soul who can't help but involve herself in the business of others. Where she walks, excitement is certain to follow. Her antics irritate Emmett Sulk to no end, but much of his grumbling stems from genuine concern. When our friend calls, he never fails to answer and lend his talents. And in the course of doing so, he himself came to be recognized and respected by those around him. They are truly remarkable individuals, and I'm proud to call them my friends. To help them realize their dreams, this will be my greatest contribution to our world. And when they have fulfilled their respective purposes, so too shall I have fulfilled mine, and together we may return to the star. Look at me, spilling my innermost secrets. I can't seem to help it with you. I can only assume it is due to the colour of your soul. I just don't understand how you can be so alike and yet so different. Well done, my pet. Well done. Yes, I dare say the Charybdis will be fine here on. Why don't you go and signal Emmett Sulk? Let him know that his arduous task is at an end. If I didn't know better, I'd say Metzelk is enjoying himself. Not that he'd ever deign to admit it. Look, Pachaka, look at how well the Charybdis flies. It's flying, it's really flying. As if it was born to do so. Thank goodness. Emerging from his reverie, Metzelk notices you and begins to descend with the Charybdis. I have no words to express my gratitude. Thanks to you, the Charybdis has learned to fly. And Chakra and I could relax and have a pleasant chat. I'm sure you did. The creature needed some small assistance at first, but soon it was flying more or less on its own. I doubt you will need to repeat the lesson. That was truly impressive. I witnessed it all from afar. The Charybdis flies. Indeed, with this we've proven that even a creature with a skewed etheric balance is capable of flight. Though we helped it to achieve this, the Charybdis is a herd animal. They may well aid their struggling kin in like fashion if and when the need arises. Keeping this in mind, I bid you continue observing them. If that's what you want. But if I may say so, rather than hoping an idealistic possibility comes to pass, would it not be simpler to have the concept adjusted? That way we could guarantee that anomalies such as this specimen are never born in the first place. These creatures are already here. We will spare no effort in giving them a chance to survive. As you wish, Chief, as you wish. Hermes? I'm fine, don't worry. Well, this concludes all of my present tasks. Let's return to Anagnorisis for now. I can actually just teleport there. I just got your Discord messages, Faye. I didn't notice that the notification. All the creations are happy, and that makes me happy too. Now you've seen what I do. Was it everything you were expecting? Well, you're nothing like you came to be. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. At the end, most of all. What? Want to apologise for forcing me to help, do you? Save your breath. You didn't force me to do anything. I merely chose the most expeditious way to have done with an impediment to our business. Oh shit, I actually need to open this first. I'm tired, leave me be. I thoroughly enjoyed... yeah. Alright, so we're going to do this last quest and then we're going to move on. I'm going to cut the stream, I think. That'll have been about 3 hours. Tell me, Chaka, in the course of watching me, have you learned aught of value? Dynamis. Dynamis seems promising. Dynamis, you say? Curious that such an obscure phenomenon should be of interest to you. Chief Hermes, What good fortune to find you here? Is something the matter? It's the Icon. I'm afraid it's done it again. No sooner did we release one for observation that it set upon the nearby occupities, slaughtering them. Was the creature hungry or somehow provoked? I just fed them myself, and the occupities were keeping a wide berth. It is the nature of the Lycaons that is to blame. Their innate viciousness. Temperament aside, it's an outstanding creation, perfect in form and function. Though it may not be suited for release, I have no doubts that the Bureau will accept its concept for preservation. In any case, there's no point in postponing the inevitable. Doros will revert them all once the paperwork is in order. Where is the scene of the incident? Just off the path to the 12 Wonders. As you make your way, you should see it on the left. I don't know if Doros is still there, however. Hermes, wait! If this is part of his work, then I would observe. Oh, let's follow. Philomethes notos. Aether to Aether. A fearsome beast is Ikaon. Where is it now? The Occupati is no easy prey. With its hooves and horns, it was designed to be formidable even on land. Yet they didn't stand a chance against the Ikaon. It's heavy, Hermes' pain. The lacerations and burns are unmistakable. A Lycaon was indeed responsible. But the creature is nowhere to be seen. Doros must have taken it away. The man makes his base at the 12 Wonders. I shall go and seek him out there. Amatsalk and I will search the area for good measure, just to make sure the Icon did not escape. My thanks. Let's meet at 12 Wonders when you have finished. I will go ahead. Please follow Chaka. Come. It's down this path and over the bridge. I don't know. Ignorant. That's a cool mount. Nope, there's Meteon. There it is, 12 Wonders. Hermes is looking for Doros. Let's look for Doros too. He's a man with long blonde hair, I think. I'll know when I see him. Alright, yeah. Are there any speech bubbles here? No. Hmm? If you're with Meteion, then I can assume you're on an errand for Hermes. What can I do for you? Sorry, wrong person. We're looking for Doros. I see. We do have similar hair, so people often mistake us from afar. I hope you find him soon. Once I get back and record today's results, I should finally be able to put that report to bed. Not Doris. His hair is long, but the colour is wrong. I'm just gonna... Doris, that's Doris. Well now, if it isn't Meteion, what brings you here? I thought I heard familiar voices. I didn't realise you two had decided to help me search for Doros. Thank you. You're in charge of the Ikionis, I believe. Where are they now? Out in the field out in the fields in restraints. Frenzied as they were, I couldn't return them to Ctissis. Once I've submitted my report, I'll see them reverted without delay. It's as he says, the beasts are indeed quite ferocious. You're one of the 14. What brings you here? Nothing that you need to concern yourself with, as you were. We've heard the news that an Ikion slaughtered Occupets. As the observer in charge, you're of the opinion that they are not fit to be released. I am. Their abnormal aggression and exceptional strength make for a highly problematic combination. It matters not where they are released. Lycaons would threaten other species and upset the natural order. Could it be that the specimens observed are an outlier? Highly unlikely. We've created a good many of them, all exhibited the same tendencies. Even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh state, even when we used Kairos to begin with a fresh slate, their behavior was unchanged. Kairos. A memory reconfiguration system. The chief created it himself. It allows us to erase or alter memories that we may observe creations in different environmental conditions without needing to remake them from scratch. Quite impressive and potentially dangerous, depending on the intensity of the etheric emissions. Pastorot may wish to have words with you. Rest assured, I've kept all values within prescribed limits, and to prevent misuse, its application is limited by those authorized by the Chief Overseer. But do not misunderstand. To manipulate a subject's memories is an intrusive act I deeply abhor, but it is still preferable to execution. Come now, Chief. Let's not be so melodramatic. What was born of Aether is simply being reduced to its original state. I know the distinctions concern you, but we mustn't lose sight of the bigger picture, making rational choices for the sake of a more prosperous star. If a creation cannot be properly studied, even with the aid of Kairos, we remake it. If a creation is deemed a detrimental existence, we unmake it. 'Tis all for the greater good, and none question the necessity of such routine processes. I understand these things, I do, but I would never think to unleash a clear and undeniable threat unto the world. Yet insignificant though their individual lives may be next to all creations, it was all the Lycaons have. Before we seal their fates, we owe it to these beings to exhaust all options, to ensure that nothing has been overlooked. If you insist, let me provide you with a full report, and we may take it from there. Would it be better for us to attend the discussion, that Emmett Selk may better carry out his duties? By all means. Pray show them to the meeting room. We have a duty to the star, this I know, but it doesn't mean we also don't also have a responsibility to the lives we bring into existence here. To man, other beings are just things, to be used and controlled like magic. That's what Hermes told me once. Alright. I'm gonna call it there. I've had enough for today. I hope you all have a great afternoon or end of afternoon because it is like nearly 6 o'clock. And I hope to see you all again so that we can continue this because the story's getting really interesting right now. Hopefully next time I'll be able to do the stream in one go.